Let's go, New York! John Cash. Yo, listen to John Cash.
Okay.
All right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You like yourself a little too much on the monitor, huh?
This can be used for outtakes. Anyway. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to an all-new edition of the John Cash Show podcast. I am so glad to see and speak to all of you. Now, before I get started with my usual shit talking and my controversial outtakes, the views and opinions expressed by myself do not reflect those of the John Cash Show podcast sponsors and or affiliates. Listener and viewer discretion is highly advised. And Josh, you're looking at the monitor. I'm looking at the monitor.
I have to make sure that everything is working.
Oh, yeah, well, you do.
One of us has a job here to do.
I have to make sure I look good too. I'm putting this up on YouTube. Anyway, you can hear the John Cash Show. You really spicy, like, the fuck, like. I know you in the Bronx, but
guess it rubs off a little bit.
Act like you were like on Fordham Road before you got here. I mean, damn, about to do the damn thing over again. Anyway, you can hear the John Cash Show podcast on demand on your favorite streaming platforms, including but not limited to Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Stitcher, Deezer, Odyssey, Pandora, and many, many more platforms except for Tidal. Now, welcoming back to the show, Mr. Spicy. He's looking over there. First of all, you can get away with that shit because you're never on fucking camera. That's another bit of feedback that was given.
Yeah.
You're never on camera.
And I won't be, but that's cool.
Take a picture.
Well, yeah.
The man with the iron jaw and not the iron claw. The pussy-eating demon with vanilla-flavored semen. The king of cunnilingus. The prince of pussyology. The engineer extraordinaire of the John Cash Show podcast. Bitches. Josh!
Glad I made it to day 8 of the 10-day contract.
Oh my God!
So happy to be here.
Star says hi.
Yeah.
By the way.
Oh. Yeah, tell her I said hi.
Yeah.
Where's she at? She's in. Oh, actually, I don't want to give her a location. You know?
She's not in New York.
Yeah, she is not in New York.
She's not in New York.
Yeah,
but she says hi.
She is missed.
She is missed.
She is definitely missed.
Yes, definitely missed. Because certain people don't want to come every week. Then we come back and they want to be spicy and talk about 8-day contract, 10-day contract. Like, yeah, I don't know. Acting kind of oppy, as the kids say. Acting day room.
I'm happy to be here.
Acting mad day room, as the kids say. Like,
I don't know where I'm going to get my next 10-day contract, so I'm happy to be here.
Okay. Anyway, you can find me on IG at the John Cash Show, TikTok at the John Cash Show podcast, Facebook John Cash, X at _John Cash, and YouTube the John Cash Show podcast channel. Now make sure you leave those reviews on the Apple Podcast page and subscribe to the John Cash Show podcast channel on YouTube. And also, for everybody listening, feel free to chat about any of the topics, ask for advice, or anything related to the show at the email address, thejohncashshow@gmail.com. Oh, you wasn't here the last time we talked about it, but Governor Cuomo is back in.
Oh yeah, back in our lives. Yeah.
Yes, Governor Cuomo.
Yeah.
Yeah, and mayor bottle service is running independent. Yeah.
Yeah, mayor of New Jersey, you mean?
The mayor of outside. He wants to be the mayor of outside.
He sure does.
He claims New York City, but he wants to be the mayor of outside so bad. He wants to get flued out. That's what got him in trouble. Charges were dropped. Hopefully, no more charges for him.
Yeah. He
just gets voted out. That's it.
Yeah, it's going to come down to Adams and Cuomo.
By far,
which is crazy, but the most 2025 shit ever.
As things stand today, Eric Adams is by far the worst mayor in New York City history, even surpassing Bill Dumbo de Blasio,
which I didn't think was possible.
It's like, what?
It's yeah. I mean, it's just bad. It's just yeah.
And that's your New York Minute.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Ayo and Omni. Shout out to Your NYC. That's one of my favorite IG pages. Anyway, sometimes you have to reassess certain friendships and acquaintances. Say that 5 times fast. Now, I could read whole articles and not fuck up. It's these veneers, I tell you, is these veneers. Especially if you are leveling up. And I always pray that the kids in my life learn to have discernment about their friend group. So today we are talking about signs that your friend is a narcissist. And I also watched Real Housewives of Atlanta. So that's why we're talking about
that's the inspiration.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Also from Be Heard, Volume 1. Always have.
I don't know. I don't even know.
Always express your motivation as to why you're talking about that topic.
See. This is the reason why. It's the reason why you studied. I forgot what I said.
He gives me feedback, and I apply it like instantaneously, and
didn't even remember that one.
Yeah,
sounds good though.
Anyway, here are. Oh, sorry. My Hinge, by the way, is off the hook.
He's back, baby. He is back.
I'm telling you, like, the thing done buzzed in my hand about like 4 times while in the past minute, and I'm like, oh. Like,
sound like a day off is going to be scheduled sometime soon.
We'll see.
We'll see. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Between Hinge and Tinder and Text and IG and Bumble,
there's a lot of resources you got there.
I mean, according to Kim Allen, in 2027, I'm going to be in a very serious relationship.
That's true.
So I had to open up the portals for the relationship to come through.
That's true.
I started going out more. Now, yeah.
How's that been working out for you?
I'm still single. I mean, I'm having conversations with peeps, but yeah. And I say people because I don't want to say a person, and then it's like, yeah, so people.
Okay.
Yeah. I have conversations with plenty of people every day.
Oh, do you?
It's called my job. You fell for that.
Yeah, I see.
Anyway.
I see you trying to make it happen at work.
This, you're an asshole. These are the telltale signs your pal is a narcissist.
John's gonna be like, I'm reevaluating this relationship right now.
Let me see if Brandon could come back. No. What do you say fuck me for? Cause you're a bitch. Bitch, nigga. Like,
Anyway.
Before I start,
I see the break.
I've been trying to be kind this whole season. But I haven't been given shots all season. I've been trying to be kind, very demure, very classy, very mindful.
But you know what? It really relates to this topic, though.
Yes. Maybe you don't have a friend in them. A content creator has revealed the warning signs of a narcissistic friend, claiming it is just as toxic as dating a narcissist. TikToker Beyond the Bruise, who uses her experience with domestic violence. Oh,
so many questions. Okay,
can't.
Wow.
Don't laugh, Josh.
I know.
To educate her followers online.
Laughing at myself.
Claim that narcissists are a lot harder to spot in platonic relationships than they are in romantic ones. A friend who's a narcissist doesn't just drain you, they use you, she explained in a viral video that scored 967,000 views. They make everything about them while giving you the absolute bare minimum in return. They often love the spotlight, dominating conversations and interrupting people to bring focus to themselves. When keeping a narcissist in your orbit, everything will feel like a competition. They can't just be happy for you. They have to one-up you. She said, if you get a promotion, they've already done better. If you had a rough day, they had a worse day. She added, in their mind, every moment is a chance to prove that they are superior. A narcissistic friend will also often disappear when you need them most, she continued. They love being around you when you're fun, when you're successful, when you're useful, but when you need actual support, they ghost, dismiss, act like you're a burden, she said. If they do offer support, it's often backhanded, meaning compliments will feel like insults in disguise. Lastly, being friends with the narcissist will often leave you feeling very drained, not energized after spending time with them. A good friendship leaves you feeling seen, supported, valued, but a narcissistic friendship leaves you exhausted because you're constantly walking on eggshells or trying to prove your worth.
You sure are getting hit up a lot.
You hear that?
Of course we do. We all hear that.
Oh.
Lots of possibilities.
Well, actually, no, that's something else. That's Twitter.
Also possibilities.
No, that's like drops, like of sneakers and stuff.
Okay.
Trying to get me in trouble. If you constantly feel used, dismissed, drained, that's not a friend. Okay. Sounds like my sex life. You feel used and drained. I'm like, whew. Okay. In the comments, viewers shared their own experiences with a narcissistic friend. They constantly use you for emotional support, but in return you hear, yeah, oh wow, darn, that sucks, wrote one person. When they know they did you dirty, instead of taking accountability, they ghost you, pretend like nothing happened, or just make it seem like you are overreacting. They love to gossip, can't stand any criticism, don't apologize. If you don't agree, you are against them. You walk on eggshells all the time. They drain your energy and make you paranoid. The abundance of narcissists in the world is enough to make some TikTokers swear off platonic relationships altogether. I'm so done befriending people. I want to be left alone forever. That's how I feel. Sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially, it's no secret. I've spoken about it in the past. No, that was a FanDuel alert. I'm multifaceted. It's no secret. I've had friends before work on this show, and This is my baby. This is my endeavor. This is my vision. This is my passion. And they didn't match the same energy that I gave to them when it was their project or their endeavor. I supported them wholeheartedly, but they supported me half-ass.
Yeah. Yeah. There's I mean, it just really to me, it just boils down to, is this person an asset or a liability?
And
I hate to be cold about it in that way, but it's
no, it's true.
But it's true.
And you and I had that talk after the last one left.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I made that decision for them to leave. I'm trying to zhuzh it up. Like, let's be for real here. And you said, is this person an asset or a liability? And I had to literally sit at home and write out the pros and the cons. And the cons outweighed the pros.
Mm-hmm.
That's life. Like with Anthony from the first season and Tammy from the first season, and what's that child's name that was on the last season? Brandon. I just said it. Like, those were actual real life friends. It wasn't people that
you found them for the show.
Yeah, I found them for the show.
And they're only here for the show.
Yeah, I've never done that. I've never met somebody just for the show, and then they're like, I consider them a friend. If I bring them on, and then not only that, they have to be, somewhat entertaining. I feel like if I'm entertained by them, I'm not like someone that's easily entertained. I feel like if I'm entertained by them, that they'll be pretty good. It'll translate, especially based off of whatever conversations that we have. Now, did it work out? No, it didn't work out. But I learned a lesson. I learned who were my friends, what box I could put them in, and what box I can't put them in.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody, and that's the thing. Everybody want to label people as your friend. You have acquaintances.
Mm.
You have colleagues.
And also
counterparts.
Yeah. Yeah. And also I was going to say too, not everybody is, I think, people say keep your business and your friends separated.
Mm-hmm.
I don't necessarily subscribe to that 100%, but I think to some extent that is, some people have to live that way,
Mm-hmm.
It's just really hard, especially for something like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think a lot of people look at doing content or doing podcasting as something that's just like, oh yeah, it's just, it's just for fun. It's just for kicks. And the point is, like, yeah, you're trying to have a good time. You
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't be doing it if you weren't having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's that level of seriousness where it's like you're trying to grow something.
Mm-hmm.
And if everybody's not on the same page, granted, no one's going to care about it as much as you do, but there's a certain level of energy and a certain level of work that you're expecting from people. And when that's not reciprocated, then yeah.
Yeah, and that's when it becomes insulting. It becomes defeating, because it's like, I know this is going places. I know you're going places. Let's go there together. And they don't think like that. So it's like, well, fuck you. It's like, it is what it is. I make no secrets about this. I am a stark raving psychopath behind the scenes, because I am very particular about how the show is ran, how I want to set the show up, and it's just a certain level of quality that I expect.
Mm. Let me ask you this: has it ever been? I mean, I know you have a particular brand of crazy that I've seen firsthand, but
You ain't seen everything.
yeah, I know, I haven't seen it.
Lucky you ain't got. Lucky we just on YouTube.
YouTube.
I have strippers in this bitch.
But what's it called? What advice would you give to people who are in these sort of toxic platonic relationships? Like, how would you advise them to get out of them? Because it seems like I'm also curious. Is it easier for you to get out of them now when you see it happen, or was it always easy for you, or is it not easy? There's a lot of questions.
As I've gotten older, it's gotten easier because I have to choose me. I gotta love me because nobody's gonna love me more than me. So I have to do this for my mental health. I gotta do this for my physical health. I gotta do this for my spirit. Now I'm gonna give every friendship an opportunity. I don't just throw people away because I don't just pick people up. There's a difference.
That's a fact.
There's a difference between me being nice and respectful and being a friend. There's some people that can call me. I could be in the middle of whatever, and I will drop whatever I got going on. Other people, it's a high and by. And the only reason why I talk to you is because we probably work together. If we work directly together. Other than that, I wouldn't say shit to you. Like, you know me. My Aquarius be Aquarius sometimes. So my advice is to just rip the Band-Aid off. Don't pussyfoot around. Do what you got to do to make yourself feel whole. As long as you can look yourself in the mirror at the end of the day and realize that you did what you thought was right, then end that toxic relationship, be it platonic or or romantic, because trust me, it's going to get better. There were some relationships I was in before. Shit got dragged out. I thought this was the pinnacle. This was it's not going to get any better. I'm not going to meet anybody better. Child, a week later, somebody better, cuter, more money, like fresher breath, like like all that. It'd be like, oh, okay, and it got easier from there. Like I said, I'm not just gonna just throw people away. I'm gonna give people opportunity, but also when you show your ass, I kind of believe you when you show me who you are the first time.
So another question too is, do you also, I mean, I know about this with one person already, but like, how do you feel about giving people second chances?
I give people second chances all the time. Because I'm not perfect. I don't expect anybody to be perfect. I expect you to, how can I say this?
Like, can the toxic person become non-toxic and redeem themselves?
I don't expect anybody to be perfect, but I damn sure don't expect you to aggressively and purposely be malicious. When you do that, then it's like, okay, and I don't know what the motivation was for that. I don't know. You never shared it with me what the motivation was, or I might have said something, or I might have did something that offended you, because I say a lot. Look, it is what it is. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm Mr. Innocent. No, I say a lot of shit. I speak my mind. What comes up comes out. I don't really have much of a filter, but I don't mean it in a harmful way. I'm telling you because this is how I feel at this moment. Once I say my shit, it's over and done with. Like, some people would say that's toxic, but it's not. Because at least you know where you stand with me. And I don't try to compete with my friends. I never looked at the next person and I wanted what they had.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what they had to go through in order for them to get it. I've never been envious or jealous of anybody. I don't know what's going on in this person's relationship. I don't care what's going on in that person's relationship. I don't know what's going on with that person's finances. I don't care what's going on with that person's finances. I never. The only thing that I could remotely be like envious of or jealous of, remote work. But if I really wanted it, I could get it.
You do love that remote work.
Yeah, like I thrive. My skin was glowing. My skin was glowing. I was going to the gym 2-3 times a day. I was drinking a gallon of water. Didn't have to worry about they're gonna see me going to the bathroom every other minute.
If you was a presidential candidate, that would be your main platform.
You damn right. Remote work for all.
You like, I'm gonna leave this country while I'm vacationing in the islands.
Yes. Like, people act like you can't walk and chew gum. I know some people can't, but I can walk and chew gum. It's not like it. Yeah, I can multitask. Anyway, but that's the only thing. And then I was afforded the opportunity to do remote work, and I was like, oh, this is great. And then I purposely chose a path where that's not an option. But I could also easily purposely choose that path where it is. So it is what it is. I think a lot of toxicity comes from envy for that person's friends and what they're perceived to have. That person's friend is perceived to have. Okay. Just like,
and that perception is not always reality. That's the craziest part about it.
Exactly. It could be easy as fuck for me to be toxic. I'm single. Some of my friends are in relationships. Oh, I want a relationship. Let me tell you something. I can pick up this phone right now and be like, hey, you want to be in a relationship? Yeah, sure. No problem. I'll be in a relationship. It's just that fucking easy. Like, if I don't have it, it's because I don't want it. Like, you've known me long enough. I'm a manifester. I could manifest what, like...
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like I'm about to go on my soapbox. So let me come down off the soapbox. What say you, Josh?
Well, I'll make this quick. So, like, I had one of my...
So you said I was rambling?
No.
Oh,
I'm just saying...
I'm saying make this quick.
No, I mean, I tease you...
Because you've been too damn spicy, so now I'm a little, on the
I know, you're on the... I see
like, you've been too spicy.
No, I purposely teed you up a couple things, so I was like... But I would probably say, the main thing that I think if anybody's going through this with a friend is that draining part. I think that's the part that more so than anything else, because it's like if your interactions, you feel like you're tiptoeing around them, you're walking on eggshells, and then after you hang out with them, you feel more relief that it's over. I think that's a big thing. Like, I knew that it was over for a friendship that I had, and he was really like my best friend. He was a little bit older than me, but we had been friends since I was like 16 years old, and I stopped being friends with him when I was about 23 or 24. And I think the reason I realized is that I just outgrown him as a friend. He was he didn't have all the traits that you named earlier, but like he had many of them in terms of like he was just really immature. And granted, like when I was 16, I was immature, but he stayed immature. And granted, like he was 5 years, like 3 or 4, like 4 years older than me. So he stayed immature, and that like immaturity we kind of bonded over. We would do, dumb shit together.
Yeah, we're doing suck it.
We was doing a lot of dumb shit together, saying a lot of dumb shit together. Nothing too crazy, but stuff that I just had grown out of.
What were you saying?
What were you doing? That's another podcast. But anyway,
no, we got time. I'm the boss of this. Like, we got time. What were you saying and do it?
That's another podcast. But just dumb shit being like, I'll give you one small example, right? So like we never did this, but we always looked at like certain people, be like, we could totally rob that person. Like he just looked like a mark. Like we're walking around in the wrong neighborhood, be like, he looked like a mark, and we would joke about that shit all the time. We never did that because that's not in my nature. I don't even sound like a person that does something like that. But
I was about to say,
yeah, exactly.
Just Ja Rule ass out of here.
Exactly. I'm like, we all know that that's not me. We all know that that's not me. But like that's just like it's just dumb shit like that. But also just like the way you talk about girls when you're 16 is not the same way you talk about. It's not the same way you talk about women when you're 24 and 25.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You haven't walked down Fulton Street.
Well, hopefully. Well, hopefully. I think that was the other big thing too. It's just like, I wasn't talking about bitches this and the bitches that. At 24.
Bitches ain't shit.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, when you're in high school or whatever, like that's you're a dumbass teenager. But when you're like a grown person, it's just like that ain't it anymore. And but the bigger thing is that he couldn't be happy for me anymore. Like anything that was good going on for me. And granted, like this is before. I mean, I don't even look at like what I've built here at the studio as anything super special yet, but like I was just starting to have tiniest little bit of successes, and not like the tiniest little bit of successes, and shit was just not popping off for him. And granted, like I saw him working, I saw him hustling, I saw him trying, but like it just he had a real shitty personality, just truth be told, and that was really what was holding him back. And I told him as much as so. And in the way a friend can tell another friend that. But I just realized, like, anytime like somebody said something about like, oh, if you're expressing you had a hard day, they always had a harder day. That shit lands with me perfectly, because like that was something that I could not fucking take. Because that shit pissed me off.
That grinds my gears.
Yeah, that shit gets me annoying, because like I'd be like, we'd be on the phone, and I'd be like, oh yeah, man, this shit happened to me. Yeah, I'm really annoyed about it. Blah 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 whatever. And then he'd just be like, well, at least you got your girl, and at least you don't have to deal with all this bullshit that I'm dealing with. So let me tell you what I'm dealing with, because this is the real shit. That this is something more real than whatever you're dealing with. Blah blah blah. And I'm just sitting there. I was just like, bro, I just wanted like. We don't have to do that. Like I'm telling you this because you're my friend. I'm not telling you this to be like
that competing shit.
Pissing
me off.
Yeah. I need somebody to listen to me, not somebody to compete with me in this moment. And then when shit when shit started getting better for me, like he couldn't be happy for me. And I think that's to me, like that's one of the most toxic traits, is when you have a friend or anybody really that you're close to that just can't be happy for you.
Yeah. And that just makes you do the phone. Here, the phone go again. That time is the Athletic. The Yankee game just started. So see, I got more notifications than just Hinge and Tinder.
I bet you the ball game did start.
Shout out to the Yankees and their torpedo bats.
I know.
They might be outlawed.
I know, out here cheating.
They're not cheating.
I know.
They ran the bats by MLB. Like, don't get me started, please.
I know. It's some ridiculousness. I'm like, every other team could use them. So it's like, in fact, every other team should have them. It's more home runs. So anyway, this is not a sports podcast.
I mean, it can be. Sports Talk with John Cash. Sports Tuesdays with John Cash. That was actually my first primetime show on Tuesdays.
Was it a sports pod?
It was on Blog Talk Radio back in 2013. The very first episode, I know this is way off a topic, but the very first episode was the fallout from the tape with Donald Sterling.
Oh, wow.
That was the very first episode.
That's
like I literally got the offer for the show.
That's comedy.
The Wednesday before, and then that Saturday the tape came out, and then they banned him Tuesday. For life.
Let me tell you, that story produced like probably two of my top 3 greatest TV moments that I've ever seen in my entire life. His partner calling him a fuzzy rabbit.
Yeah.
Fucking cried when I saw that.
The V.
Yeah.
Stiviano.
Yeah, V Stiviano. Yeah. And then when he said that Magic Johnson, he's got AIDS. just fucking died when I saw that.
But yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, that was the very first episode, and then the second episode was the Super Bowl, and then I believe Masahiro Tanaka picked the Yankees, and he was like the big pitcher, like at that time.
Yeah,
and like so I always had. And it was so funny. I would have Sports Center running in the background too, so I could do the breaking news.
Oh, that's funny.
Because it was at 6:00
Oh,
Eastern Standard Time, and it was simulcasted on a gospel station in Charlotte. Picture John Cash on a gospel station.
You on a gospel station running ESPN in the background, which I'm pretty sure is not allowed. But it's funny that you're doing that anyway.
No. I was on the Blog Talk Radio, and I had it. Like, I had the TV.
Yeah, but it wasn't like being shown.
I had the TV on.
Oh, okay.
So I could see if any breaking news.
Gotcha.
And it wasn't visual at that point.
Okay.
It was, if there was any breaking news, I could be like, oh, by the way.
Actually, you said 2013. That makes sense. It was,
yeah, so it wasn't visual. I just updated the visual like when I got the DSN, which was 2017. That's when I started doing visual. I mean, I did Facebook Live, but like, yeah. And I got in trouble for one of my jokes, and yeah.
As to be expected.
I was very toxic.
You on the gospel channel.
Yeah, I was very, very toxic. I was
hilarious.
Yeah, I said some player, he wore 68, and I was like, that's one away from my favorite number. They got letters and complaints and emails about that. I said, well, at least they're listening.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
that's what we call old school engagement, man.
Yeah. So, final thoughts. Stay away from these toxic ass people, because more than likely they have not toxic ass bank accounts. And they're probably getting audited. No. Anyway, speak to you next week on the John Cash Show podcast, bitches.
Let's go, New York! John Cash. Yo, listen to John Cash.